Healers. It sounds like such a big word with big connotations, almost untouchable. Through my journey of becoming a shiatsu practitioner, the people and teachers who inspired me all had one common thread. They made extraordinary concepts feel ordinary. They are down-to-earth people, and a lot of the time they're grafters and they work hard at their craft. Some I think are born with a gift, but others aren't. But they all work at honing their skills. However they have this power to help people to heal, one thing is for sure, their stories are amazing. Today I'm talking to Judy D, shiatsu practitioner and reflexologist. Judy is a powerhouse of knowledge, and I discuss with her passion for learning. So hi Judy.
How you doing, Lynn?
Good. Thanks so much for spending the time with me today. So just tell me a little bit about your background, Judy.
Okay, well, I had a bit of, in my 30s, I was a bit traumatized because I had a few different deaths that I had to deal with, and I just found it very difficult. But I was given a massage and I thought the body responded really well to it. So I tried out and I did that course and I learned to do body massage. And then I was given a gift of a reflexology and I thought it was wonderful altogether. So I went and I trained in that. And then a year or two later, I was given a gift of a weekend shiatsu course, starter course with Helena in Leakstep. And I loved it altogether. So that was a 3-year training course. And for me, that's where all the dots kind of connected. It made perfect sense to me now why I, from being a very healthy young woman in my 30s, never having an ailment in my life, was always in pain. Always sore shoulders, sore neck, sore back, sore lower back. And nowhere I went seemed to, well, it eased it for a while, kept coming back.
Okay.
So constantly having shiatsu done to me and me doing it, and I just, it was a watershed nearly.
Yeah, great. And so did you find it then, was it difficult when you were learning shiatsu because you were sort of processing all these things, or did you just enjoy it and it just made sense to you?
Well, we kind of, the physicality of it, the stretches, the meridian element of it was easy for me. It was the data, you know, the linking things together, the mental part of understanding where the energy came from and how it was working. So, you know, like the 5 elements where it would move from earth to metal, metal to water, water to wood, wood to fire, you know, that kind of, that took a while now for me to gather that together and make sense of it. So, and then my head interfered an awful lot when I was given a treatment. So after a while, I just went, will you stop? And I parked it up where, somewhere in the clouds, and I just worked with the body.
Yeah. And is there anything that sort of helped you park it? I know that you, because we know each other because you were assisting when I was learning shiatsu, you used to assist the class. And I remember at that time you used to get up every morning and do the Mako stretches, didn't you?
Yes, I still do.
You still do you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So did that sort of help, did that help with your shiatsu and to kind of slow down your mind and then just focus on the body?
It absolutely. And especially tapping. If I would wake up in the morning and I can be grumpy in the morning. Now, there's no denying it.
We all can.
Well, if I'm going to fight, it'll be in the morning.
Oh.
So, you know, stay away from me in the morning.
Right.
But if I do my stretches and my tapping, right, I'm ready for the day.
Okay.
It gets the body up and running, and, you know, it's as if you've tapped all the energy supplies and it's moving smoothly. You know, you put in fuel into this engine and it's working okay now.
Yeah.
So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And I do, when I was going to the classes, I did have to go back a bit and fix things and move on. Like
When
I
you were
always,
when you were learning the shiatsu, Julie, when you were doing the
yeah,
classes, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Like the person that went in was not the person that finished the course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't do 3 years of shiatsu and be the same.
Mm-mm. No.
So for me, the change, it was tiny. You know, I didn't notice it as I was going along until 3 years later.
Okay.
And a different person was here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to get out of my head now, that has taken, and it's still inclined for me when I go, oh, I go straight into my head rather than go back into my body. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to find a way of stopping doing that.
Okay.
So what I do, sometimes just the touch is magic.
Mm-hmm.
So if I find I've gone out of that place and I'm up in my head going, oh, what does that feel like? Or where am I gone in this meridian? Or I just put my hands on the spine again. I settle down and I literally bring my body down to the ground.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
as if I'm physically bringing myself out of my head up here, down to the ground. And it
Okay.
helps me. So that's my way of dealing with it.
That sounds good. Do you do a Harry diagnosis just out of interest when you're doing treatments, shiatsu treatments?
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to do it more in the front.
Yeah.
Now, I know Fanula in Sligo, she does it on the back because
Okay.
it's more long-term on the back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I like to work with the unpeeling of an onion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll deal with what we've got now.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the way I work with it at the minute.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering because I did an online class there with Clifford Andrews. Do you know him? He's in England and he has a school in the north of England somewhere, but he did an online class and he did Harry diagnosis, but his thing was kind of to actually focus on your crown chakra. So put your hand on the client's hara first. Mm-hmm. and kind of bring yourself up into the crown chakra. And it works for me because sometimes I could be a bit like, oh, what's down here? What's this? What does this feel like? But then when I sit with the hara, which is the stomach for anybody that doesn't know, and all the meridians are mapped on the stomach. And so you would do that at the start of a treatment. Anyway, when I palpitate the stomach and kind of bring myself into my head chakra, it actually helps me. So anyway, I was just interested to see if you did a Hara diagnosis.
Well, I understand the importance of Hara diagnosis. So it was challenging for me because I'd be in my head going, what? What do you mean? So what I did was I did a course in a Chinese form of a medical massage, and it's called Qi Ni Sang, and it would be only working on the abdomen, only.
For a whole treatment?
A whole treatment on your abdomen. And as a result of that, I found, oh, actually, now I understand it. So now wow. I'm much better with my diagnosis.
Okay. Brilliant. So Julie, after you trained in the college and then you assisted the classes, you went on to become a teacher.
Yeah, I didn't go on with that because I loved teaching. I absolutely loved teaching. Mm-hmm. But there's a huge responsibility that when you're teaching somebody, you have to have all your data there. You have to have all your information. And you could be learning shiatsu stuff until the day you die. And then my brain can't take in all that stuff. So I was always concentrating on learning and relearning all that I learned so that I wouldn't forget, so that I have my data right.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was using up all my time.
Yeah, I can imagine because there's so much in it. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
So I made a decision. I said, okay, like I wasn't enjoying the fact that I learned all this stuff. I'm going back over it again, and I'm going, oh, I forgot that. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, I better do that again. So I said, okay, this is
Yeah.
causing me distress.
Yeah, it's
So
too
I
much
left.
pressure. Because
Well,
when I
it wasn't.
go ahead.
It wasn't what I wanted to do.
Okay. Just when I heard that you were teaching, I thought because you were always doing courses and you were always doing, you know, you were kind of always expanding stuff. So I thought you'd be perfect. But then, yeah, I could totally understand that it would be so much pressure to keep learning. And I mean, there's so many questions you could ask that students could ask you where there is no answer, or there could be like, you know, a few different answers, you know. So yeah, I can understand the pressure.
Yeah.
So I believe you've moved recently from Dublin.
Yeah. COVID is responsible for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I had at the beginning of the year when we were shut down, myself and my husband, we would go out for a walk along by the seafront, and we'd go more into the countryside, and there was a silence that I loved. I could hear the sea, and for the first time ever, I could see the stones at the bottom of it. And it's because it was so clear. But when we go out the countryside, you'd hear the wind blowing, you'd hear the birds doing their thing, you'd hear the cows looing in the field. You know, you were present. And then when it all started to come back again, that's when I noticed, okay, the cars, when they go by, they go vroom, 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 and the dust would go into my eyes, and I would go, do you know, I don't think I like this anymore. So I'm from Mayo, and this is where I love. So we just decided, okay, we're off. So we did.
Brilliant. So you have to set up a new practice now in Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm in no hurry. You know, I'm getting there.
Yeah. And sure, unfortunately, we have to wait for things to open up anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know today you've just come from Qigong instructor training, isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's why you seem so zen. So tell me what made you decide to get into that, and how's it going?
Well, I love movement. I just love it. And you don't have to be energetically, you know, going crazy, just movement. And I find meditation sometimes can be hard for me, but I never have a problem with slow movement meditation.
Okay.
Never. I can do it forever. But it would, the Qigong that we're doing now is actually good for stretching the meridians.
Okay.
So it's, you do a particular movement, and some of them are, there's a very yang sort of one, and then there's a female-y yin type, or dance, for the want of another word. And some of it is just absolutely so feminine. I love doing it. I love it. Yeah.
And do you think, would you go on to be an instructor, or is it just sort of for your own personal development?
My own personal development. And then I'm going to watch what life will do. If a door opens for me, I'll walk through it. Yeah.
And have you found that it's helped with your shiatsu practice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's very calming. Very calming. And it's actually, it's in my mind that if my practice does build up, and I can actually do particular types of movements with these people that come into me, or do courses and suggest that they come and I show them how to do something.
Exactly.
Especially with kind of locked energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
you've what? Sorry.
I said I have a blank canvas. I'm going to put loads of things in it now.
Oh, lovely. Actually, I know you're putting something else onto that black canvas, but I'll ask you that in a sec. But yeah, I was just going to say I'm doing online Qigong at the moment, and it really helps with my shiatsu. And
Yeah.
kind of, so I do it now instead. So I used to kind of sit and maybe meditate before I'd have a client, but now I do Qigong.
Mm.
And all my regular clients always said, "Oh, it was so different today. It felt so different." So it's definitely from doing the Qigong, I think, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just calm your own energy,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's what you bring with you when you go into treatment.
Mm-hmm. And you do calm your own energy, definitely. But as well, I think it's kind of, you're there, you're ready to go, like things have moved and you're kind of nearly ready to make a
You're
connection with
present.
someone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so on your blank canvas, you've gone back to college at the moment, isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you happy about
I'm
that?
delighted myself. And it's just, when I was about 18, I said to my mother, I want to do a horticulture course up in Termafecum. And she went, when was the last time you were in the garden, Julie? I went, okay. And but I didn't realize at the age of 18 that's how I operated. When I saw something, I went, oh, that sounds like a good idea. I now go with those good ideas. So a couple of months ago, I was talking to somebody who had just finished this horticultural course in Westport, and I went, oh, I'd love to do that, but I hadn't moved down here at that time.
Ah,
And now I'm here, and the first thing I did was apply for that course.
and is
So
it
it
a
started in
full,
September.
starting in
It's a full
September?
time, yeah, full time, all day horticultural course
So 5 days a week for how long?
for a
For a
year.
year. Good for you.
Oh, thanks.
Gosh. So you'd be in
Delighted with
college.
myself.
Yeah, good for you. You'd be in college all day and then you'd be doing shiatsu and reflexology in the evening and the weekends. Gosh, you'd be busy, busy.
Yeah. Well. No, I might have to pace myself.
Very good. So keep learning, keep going. Anyway, seems to be the theme,
Yeah.
doesn't it, in your life?
Yeah. It's just development, because in my head, even when I was younger, I knew that the body gets old, muscles get old, and when you get to a certain age, you cannot do what you used to do in your 20s. But on the inside, it's always growing,
Mm,
always. So that's for me. I have to attend that.
mm-hmm,
I can't be going to classes for that. I have to grow on the inside.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's what I do.
Brilliant. Julie, I put it up on social media that I was going to have a chat with you today. So I have a couple of questions that are just over here. So Mairead, remember Mairead? She was in my class,
Yeah.
Mairead McHugh, yeah. Mairead Wills now. Mairead asked, what's your favourite shiatsu point?
I would have said heart 7. I just love going in there.
Yeah.
Love going in there. In myself and in everybody.
Okay.
I just love going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just on the wrist there. Just on the inside of that tendon.
Yeah.
I just love doing it.
And you feel calm when you're doing it on clients as well.
Yeah.
Just a nice connection all around.
Yeah.
Mairead also asked, is there a shiatsu point or a qigong movement to boost your immune system?
Well, there's a tapping. So you tap all along by your rib cage, all along here. Okay, I'll stand.
Show us.
Do you see here?
Yeah.
All along here. So you tap on the soft part and you'd have your thumb on the rib cage. So you just tap, 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 all along the stomach and spleen. Then you tap on the thalamus, the happy gland. Then you tap on kidney 27, which is where, as you know, the kidney meridian is the only one that has yin and yang. So this is the point where it goes from yin to yang, or yang to yin, just up here. And this is our fear point. If we're going to be fearful, we'll this is the point that you'd kind of work on.
Mm-hmm.
So you tap there, and then you tap stomach 3.
Okay.
So that's three sets of tapping. and that's your immune system up and running.
Brilliant. Very handy for people to know at the moment.
3 minutes.
For 3 minutes.
Well, you know.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do it for.
Yeah. Okay. And then Aoife Kyo asked on Instagram, is there any issues that you go to that you like to use, say, reflexology for, or there's issues that you prefer to use shiatsu for?
Well, do you know what influences me? The actual person.
Okay.
And some people would just love their feet being done. You know, it's like, to me, I would prefer shiatsu. I would have clients or friends of mine who have experienced my body massage, my reflexology, the 4 things. And it always amazes me which ones they pick. I assume it's going to be shiatsu, and it's not. And but if I was going to do somebody with ankles, or and if some people who suffered from migraines and the head was too intense, I would focus then on the feet.
Okay.
But that's just the way I operate.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes.
So has anyone ever come for a shiatsu but it kind of turned into reflexology? You were trying to bring their energy down?
I don't know why I do it, but if they come in for reflexology and we've gone for a couple of weeks and it's still rising, I will suggest,
okay,
next time come in, why don't we try this?
Okay.
Because, you know, you need a frame of reference. So you can't say to somebody, I think you would probably do really well with this if they've never experienced it.
Okay.
And then when they do come, they could say, well, actually, do you know, I feel like having XYZ today.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I do body massage as well. And I always not hate, but I always prefer doing shiatsu, and you're nearly like, oh, do you not have a shiatsu? You know, I'm nearly trying to talk them into having a shiatsu, but there's people that just like massage, isn't there?
Yeah. It's amazing. And do you know what? If that's what they want.
Yeah.
Some people know their own bodies really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's probably easier. Do you find it easier doing massage? Do you still do massage, body massage? Yeah.
I would always, if I have a choice, do shiatsu.
Would you?
God, yeah, it's much more, I won't say efficient, but I feel I'm doing an awful lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Do much more work.
Yeah.
That I've treated more things than just the skin on their back,
Mm-hmm.
the muscles on their back.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain, but there's a kind of a lightness when somebody's had a shiatsu treatment. You know, it's kind of a buoyancy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I almost feel like if you're doing a body massage, like I can nearly turn off. I feel like you're working that little bit harder, not physically, but you're kind of thinking a lot more when you're doing shiatsu, and you're thinking, what point's going to work here and how can I get in here? Yeah, it's nearly taking a break doing a Swedish massage. Nearly, you're not focused as much.
And then you really can't do stretches when you're given a massage.
No.
And sometimes the muscle just wants a stretch.
Yeah. Yeah. Julie, it's been lovely talking to you. It's been great to catch up.
Thanks very much.
I didn't realize you were back in college and you were doing all these interesting things. So it was lovely to talk to you today.
Yeah, thanks very much.
And thanks so much. And I'll talk to you again soon, please, God.
Please, God.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mary. Bye.
Bye.